And hello everyone, welcome to the CNFT.tools Discord server. We're here for an AMA with the fabulous Captain Nano from NanoFrames, who now has the ability to speak. Hello.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So yeah, good to have you here. I was pointed towards your project by a mutual friend, Millhouse, who is great at sniffing out underrated projects and like early projects. And I took one look, thought, right, well, we've got to get this guy on for an AMA then.
Well, yeah, Millhouse has been quite active in our server, so well, first of all, appreciate the recommendation and the shill. We have been around for quite a few months actually, but since we're not a PFP art project, you can obviously expect that there's not this insane hype because you can't resell our products, right? You can't flip our products, so
Yeah, very true.
that's But
So,
yeah, do you have a specific structure how you want to go
oh,
about this?
well,
Otherwise, I would
I was going to
just.
say, well, we usually just start with introductions, and then I ask you a little bit about sort of like what got you started in Cardano. Why did you choose to work on Cardano, and then how your project came about, and a little bit of what you've done so far.
All right, great. Well, let me switch on my camera
Oh,
here.
brilliant!
My PFP doxes me anyway, and we're fully doxed, so it's all good. Yeah, so then I'm going to give two quick elevator pitches about the two products that we're currently focusing on, which is NanoFrames and PixelPage. PixelPage just launched about a week ago, so it's fairly fresh, and I'm very excited to share something about it with you guys. Um, Let me quickly share my screen just so I can back myself up a little with what I'm talking about. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. So just two quick elevator pitches about the two products that we're developing. The one is NanoFrames. NanoFrames are digital NFT frames for your wall in your actual in your real home, not in the metaverse. Those are
Okay.
physical products. They they look like a picture frame, like the way you imagine it, like you have it on your walls. But they have an integrated digital display. They're connected to your Cardano wallet. You can create playlists, etc. So basically, finally having the ability to put all your prized possessions that you spend so much blood, sweat, and tears on, finally to put them on your wall and look at them. Um, of course, you can print them out, obviously, right? But then you have
Yeah.
to imagine you have 200 NFTs that you all love. You're not gonna do 200 printouts and put them on your wall, unless you have a giant home. Then congrats to you. So yeah, even with one frame, you can basically display your entire collection. Um, we have them in different sizes, ranging from 10-inch, the small one, which is kind of a tabletop version with the touchscreen feature, going up until 55-inch, which is
Oh
a
wow.
4K display. So these are pretty massive. You need good walls for them too, because they're quite heavy.
Yeah, I was going to
Um,
say.
and we also have a square model. We're going to add a couple of more. These are perfect for PFPs, obviously, right? Because of the square
I was going to
size
say,
ratio.
like, are they a different aspect ratio than you'd usually find on a screen?
Yeah, and that's exactly, they're quite hard to get, right? And if you look up the our pricing policy, these are also quite expensive because we have them custom manufactured for the NFT community. Because nowhere in other industries you have square displays, right? All TVs, all tablets, everything is kind of rectangular, usually
Yeah,
16 to 9, 16 to 10, something like that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, we have them in multiple materials and colors: black, white, brown, dark brown, whatever you prefer. I do also have a short demo video with. We did quite a few. If you check out our Discord, there's a ton of them. But this one I like personally a lot. So this is one of Anium Sky's um, vehicles, modified vehicles.
Yeah.
This is one of our 22-inch square. And this is
Nice.
basically how you can imagine it, right? You put them on your wall, you can flip through your NFTs, you create a playlist, and then, it looks like this.
So, do you have all your own custom software for that as well, like your own like custom apps and stuff, or like
Yeah,
how do you go around like the software side of all this?
so those are Android-based Android-based hardware, but we wrote the entire software in-house. So we're a team of four founders, where three of them are, well, me plus three full-stack developers. Two of them are Plutus pioneers. So we wrote the entire software in-house, didn't outsource anything. Yeah, it does work with any wallet, actually. So the special thing about NanoFrames is some of you might have seen other digital frames on other chains. On Ethereum, I don't think there's any on Tesla's, but on Ethereum there's a couple. They usually work with signing a transaction with your wallet, right? So
Yeah.
you connect, you build a funnel, you expose your public keys, and you connect your wallet to the hardware, which uh, is convenient as it seems, but it has a couple of risks, right? As a security risk, we've all seen wallets being exploited because they've been connected to something that wasn't 1,000% safe. Scalability. Imagine there's a new wallet coming around, which is not MetaMask, so to say, and you have your NFTs in that. Then it wouldn't basically not work with these products. So we kind of we found a fairly elegant solution to work with any wallet, and also to give you the necessary flexibility. So every NanoFrame has a Nano NFT. So we call it a digital brother, a
Right.
digital representation of the hardware. And the frame knows its brother; they're related, right? So in whatever wallet you put your NFT, that's the wallet that's going to be connected to the frame. So let's say you want to change wallet, you just send over the NFT, or you have a friend come over that wants to put his or her NFTs on your NanoFrames. You just send over the NFT. So
Okay.
this gives you a lot of flexibility in movement, and it also allows us to work with any wallet that's around or
Yeah.
will come on the market in the future.
So, do you have like different profiles and stuff? So, you know, if my friend comes over, he can just say, yeah, like, let me show you mine. And then, or you might have, your wife might have a different collection to yourself, for instance. So, your wife might have hers on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. You might get yours Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, for instance. And then the kids get theirs on Sunday.
Well, yeah, you can create different playlists based on the wallets or wallet or wallets that are connected, right? So as long as the wallet is connected to the frame or the NFT is in that wallet, you can create playlists based on that. But if your friend sends you back the NFT, then the wallet is not connected anymore, because otherwise you could just connect to almost any wallet, right, and just enjoy
Yeah.
all the NFTs that you don't own.
Yeah.
Then it would be just like the digital frames that you got like 10 years ago from your aunt, that you never really used for Christmas. Remember those times?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, little well, but yeah. So,
Uh,
how much do they cost?
well, they range. But we had a pre-sale between Christmas and New Year's, where we kind of offered the opportunity to the community to pre-buy them before we ordered. We did unfortunately encounter quite some rough logistical issues, mainly because of the COVID situation in China. Our manufacturer is in Shenzhen. They've been doing these displays for like 20 years, but if you followed the news, China has a very strict, they call it
Yeah.
zero COVID policy.
Yeah,
So they
they
basically,
have issues over there right now.
yeah, and it's been going on for weeks and months, to be honest. They're locking down Shenzhen, they're locking down Shanghai. So it's been quite a struggle to get our products out for the last couple of weeks. But we did achieve our first batch. It's on the way right now from Hong Kong. Um, yeah, so that was our pre-sale. We're delivering the products right now. The range in the pricing in the pre-sale was about, I'm just pulling up the sizes again, the 10-inch touch was about $200 and the 55K was about 1600.
Oh wow, yeah, that's on the pricier end of things.
It is, yeah, but you get you get very high quality displays, plus fully custom wrote software, and we're the only ones, the first and the only ones supporting Cardano NFTs, because it is fairly complex to work with Haskell and to work with the structure of Cardano. As we all know, it's the safest you can have, but it's not as easy as Solidity or the other languages where you can just spin this up quite easily. So there has been quite a few months of development work in this, but obviously over time, with economies of scale, the prices are going to go down, and we actually do have a a marketing activity, so to say. It's called the Nano Club,
Yeah.
where any CNFT project can join the club. It's for free, and they can receive discounts for their community. So there's various tiers in the club. I don't want to go into much detail. You can look it up in our server, but it's basically like almost like a frequent flyer program, like a rewards program for projects that so they can bring the value and the discounts to their communities.
Okay. Yeah, sounds quite interesting. So I know you've been doing quite a few collabs around with different projects in the space. I mean, I'm pretty certain I saw a Goat Tribe there and a Claymate, I think it was. I actually had Eight Apes doing an AMA last night, who said they did a collab with you as well. Went very well.
Yeah, that was cool. They did a custom nano ape. That was very cool of them.
Yeah, I mean they do seem like a fun bunch, that's for sure.
Yeah, we do collaborate with a lot of projects on NanoFrames, but also on PixelPage, which I'm going to show you in a second.
Yeah,
For us, the most important factor was always to be like as community integrated as possible, because obviously these are products that electronics giants like Samsung, etc., will catch up at some point, right?
yeah,
But because we are very integrated in the community, have very strong ties with the project leaders. I buy and sell NFTs myself all day, basically. But that gives us the advantage of always knowing what the community wants. And we do very active co-product development, so to say, with our community. We had an app contest, for example. Which kind of functionalities do people want on their frames? So we're trying to be as close to the community as possible in order to always have the product done and adjusted in a way so it fits our needs best. Because as we all know, the like 1 week in the NFT space is like 2 years in the normal world. So
yeah,
you can,
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
can
I
be
was
quite
chatting to
interesting.
somebody the other day who said they've been around for so long. You know, we launched in November. Like, well, you know,
Yeah,
that's 6 months, mate.
it
Like,
feels like
I know, it's
eternity.
felt like years, but
Indeed. It can be, yeah, but it's cool. You can achieve a lot of things in a very short amount of time with the right partners. So we are working together with the reason also why we're working with so many projects is we we're not entirely focused on a specific type of art, right? It's not
yeah,
like you can only use our products for PFP, so only for gen art or only for fine art. We see ourselves more like a support for all of the projects out there, because
yeah,
all of the art is the main focus for us. You can always see NFTs in two ways, right? As an asset or as art. And that's you hear that a lot, right? I bought it for the art, or I bought it to flip. That's
yeah,
kind of the two shoes
yeah,
you can wear.
yeah,
And our focus is always about the art, right? Some things you just hold because you like the art, and
yeah.
that's where we're strongly focused on.
So, how have you gone about sort of like the technical side of things with the screens, with sort of like displaying all the different colours? because obviously, color management is actually quite important for a lot of people. For the people that are going to spend $1,800 on a 4K display, they're going to want to know, that it's the best. So
Yeah.
what have you done? So I don't know I know very little about this space, but I do know that there's color scales of accuracy and things like that people would be into hearing a little bit about.
Yeah, so you basically we had to make the decision between going for OLED or LCD. OLED is usually known for giving you like the really dark blacks, right, and more vivid colors. The
Yeah.
downside is it reflects light, right? So if you have it on your wall and the sun goes on it, you don't really see your pictures anymore. So that's not really representative of art that would be in a picture frame. And the other thing is also you might encounter burning in of your NFT, right? So if you have the same picture on an OLED for a couple of hours repeatedly, I'm pretty sure you've all heard about this issue
Yeah.
that the image kind
Yeah.
of burns into it, right? So um, for these reasons, we had to go for LCD. We have a 178-degree viewing angle, so you can see it from the side as well, which is not possible with OLED as well.
Nice.
Um, they're matte screens, right? They're not reflective at all. The color scale is slightly worse, if I may say that, as an OLED. Um, but we had to make the decision in a way, and we can see it with the competition as well. Everyone's going for LCD displays. That's just the longevity and the non-reflective matte surface is basically the way to go in these kind of products.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, like, there is a very welcome move in a lot of NFTs to increasingly higher resolutions. So obviously being able to display those resolutions effectively, because if you've only got a 1024 by 768 screen, then having a 5K by 5K pixel image might not be, well, they might not match up very well, shall we say?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, well, our large screens, the 43 and the 55, they are 4K. So they should display 99.9% of the NFTs that are out there. Obviously, if you go into like very high resolution 8K, etc., then it will still look amazing on the frames. But
Yeah.
buying an 8K monitor right now in that size will cost you a couple of thousand at least.
Yeah. I mean, how good do the big ones look up close?
Sorry, come again?
How good do the big ones look up close? Sort of like with larger monitors, sometimes you need to be a little bit further back to fully appreciate, because obviously you may have a high resolution, but if you're close up, you'll be able to. Sometimes you can like see the gaps between the pixels.
Yeah, it's it's pretty much it's pretty okay. I mean, I just pulled up the video again, right?
Ooh,
I'm about 1.5 meters away from our 22-inch at this point, and it does look pretty flawless. It also depends on the quality of the art, right? Um, but so far, um, we're pretty happy with the results.
that's cool. So does your app and everything work with iOS and stuff as well as Android? I know you said it's Android based, but do you have like iOS plugins and stuff like that for it to work? Or
Yeah, well, the frames are the software that runs on the frames is iOS, is Android based. You control the frame via a phone app, and that's it's basically a web app, so to say. So it runs on iOS, it runs on Android as well.
okay, that's cool. So tell us a bit about Pixel.Page then, because obviously
Yeah,
this is kind of like a sidestep sort of like for you guys from the hardware thing, but I think it looks really quite cool.
it will all tie together at some point. But yeah, PixelPage is our newest baby, so to say. We just launched it, and we're still in beta phase, right? Still testing out a couple of things, but it's open. It's available to the public, so feel free to check it out. I want to quickly focus on on a certain problem that we all have at this moment, right? So we did a little survey. Like 80-90% of you use PoolPM to look at your wallet, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go to PoolPM, put in one of our test wallets, and see there's quite some stuff in there. First of all, it takes quite a while to load, right?
Yeah.
This is about, what, 200 NFTs, but it takes its time, right? That's one thing. The other thing is Pool basically decides how your wallet looks like, right? You can, like, it always shows the same NFTs, same as if you share someone your ADA handle. They can always see your entire wallet, right? They can see there's like 61 ADA in there.
Yeah.
They can see, okay, all of these NFTs, and you might not want that, right? And even if you go ahead and you share an individual NFT, such as this one, and you send me that Pool PM link, right? With one click, I can go back to your entire wallet and see everything that's in there. So, and that's nobody's business, right?
Yeah.
You don't want
Yeah.
everyone to see how much ADA you have, how much, what kind of rug pulls you're holding, right? Maybe you have some NFTs that are very valuable that might be a security risk at some point as well, right? So this is where PixelPage comes into play, and this is it's going to have two phases. The first phase is live right now, and I'm just going to take the same wallet and put it in PixelPage to show you the functionality. So it loads a lot faster, which we're very proud of.
It's not easy to get everything loading that fast. I can confirm for people there from the moans I've had from Legion of Brad and PRZ.
I bet, yeah, it's been quite a challenge.
It's easy enough. It's doing it fast is the hard part.
Exactly, and consistent, right?
Yeah.
It always works that way. So you can look at your wallet, right? And it loads faster. B, it looks a lot better. And you can decide how it looks. For example, we have our gallery mode, so you can hide all the buttons, right? So we were in the Veggiemates collection, so you can decide what you want to display. Perfect for taking a screenshot and sharing it. But the main feature of PixelPage as it is right now, let's say you want to make a trade with someone, right? And the other person offers you whatever, and you say, okay, I'm going to offer you this one and this one, and maybe I'm going to put my entire collection of Universe 25 on top of it as well. So you can now preview the selection that you just made, the two Veggiemates and the entire collection of the Society 25.
Yeah.
And you can now go ahead and click Create Page. It gives you a link, and that link that you can share doesn't tie to your wallet at all. It's a hashed link here, right? There's no way to go back for your wallet, and it only includes these assets that you decided to put on the page. It includes the metadata, anything relevant is on there. You can expand the metadata as well. You can look at the developer metadata if you want to. Obviously, we have dark mode, right?
Yeah.
But so this is the first iteration. It basically gives the collector, all of us, the freedom to create. Because until now, we're all limited to what either Pool or what the wallet layout tells us, right? And it's almost like you're in traditional art, you're an art collector, right? And you always have to show your entire collection. There's no skill anymore to curation. Plus, if you want to sell something right now, you basically have to ask the buyer into your vault and show your ADA and show all of your NFTs instead of taking a couple of them out and putting it on the table. And it's like, hey, this is what I want to what I want to give you, right? So this is the first stage that PixelPage has. You can create pages as many as you want. It's entirely for free, based on on the wallet. You can add whatever you want, right? Across policy IDs.
Okay.
Which, for example, you want to create a page for all of your Clay Nation pieces, and they're spread out over a lot of different policy IDs, right? You can add them all in one page.
Nice.
What it will evolve into is your personal NFT profile page. Because what we're working on right now is, let's say, you can freely arrange those on the page. You can change the background, right? You can put text fields on it. You can say, hey, these are the ones that I want to sell. These are my blue chips. You could put a video in the middle, maybe your latest YouTube stream or whatever,
Nice.
right? You can entirely design your identity around your NFT collections, straight from your wallet.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Like, I mean, it'd be nice. It would be very nice to have an easy way to sort through everything and just have everything put in a nice order that makes sense for sending people screenshots of, look what I've got.
Yeah, exactly. We also have feature, just an individual NFT, right? So you can just share this link. No, it doesn't tie back to your wallet at all. Of course, this is the blockchain, right? So anyone can look up the asset ID. You can go to Cardano Scan, look up your
Yeah,
wallet, and then go. If there's always a way, but
yeah,
there's no easy way from this page to go back to everything that you have. And on
yeah.
PixelPage, it doesn't show your
I
ADA,
mean,
ADA stack as
it's
well.
less daunting for people that aren't into the NFT world to see it without all the metadata and everything like that. You can just say, look, this is it.
Yeah, I mean, we still have the metadata and everything is there, right?
Yeah,
So if you want to, but the focus shouldn't be on text and buttons. The
yeah,
focus should be on
exactly.
the art.
Yeah,
And you can put this in a light box. You can go full screen, whatever you want. But I think this is a necessary evolution because we're all sitting on thousands of dollars of digital art in a wallet, and there's nothing we can do about it other than, well, now put it on a nano frame or build a pixel page with it.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, is there going to be options in the future to add other chains to, uh, well, both to the Pixel frame and sorry, the Nano frame and Pixel.Page, whether it's Solana or Ethereum or whatever else?
We actually already have the integration done for Ethereum and Solana, especially for PixelPage. So it will support any asset from any of these chains. Um, but Cardano is our home, and our heart is in Cardano, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
that's where we started. So we want to give sort of first dips on all of our solutions to the Cardano community. Um, we will also have in a couple of weeks kind of our Genesis Mint, which will give you your vanity URL, for example, like Pixl.Page/CNFT tools, just as an
oh
example.
wow,
Right? And then you can always edit that particular page, which will then evolve into your NFT profile, right? So you can put that
yeah,
on your Twitter bio, for example, and anyone that accesses the page sees what you're interested in. Maybe you can put some news feed there, whatever. The imagination is can go nuts on this one. So and that OG mint or that Genesis mint is also going to be entirely on Cardano. Because our roots are here,
yeah,
our heart is here, so we will always prefer the Cardano community. But obviously, we all, or not all, but some of us hold NFTs from other chains as well, right? So why would we
yeah,
limit those or close those out? So there will be support for Ethereum and Solana on both products, NanoFrames and PixelPage, in a little while. It's
yeah,
already done, but we again,
yeah.
Cardano is our home.
I mean, I guess I mean the point I was going to go to with it is somebody going to be able to have their Cardano wallet, their Solana wallet, and their Ethereum wallet all showing on the same pixel page, or is it going to be
Yes, that's
separate for
possible.
each?
That will be possible. We will also integrate a functionality where you can build kind of page is based on interests. So not necessarily only the assets that you own, but also something that you might want to like save for the future, right? Hey, this is something I'm interested in. Or maybe you're a content creator and you want to publish your top 10 NFT projects. You might not necessarily hold them, right? But you want to share your opinion about them. You want to share some content about it. So that will be all possible and cross-chain across Solana, Ethereum, and Cardano.
Yeah, I mean that'll be pretty nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, that'll be very nice. I mean, especially if there's a way for someone to register interest in something and it can get back to the owner somehow.
Yeah, so we
That's
will also, it will basically evolve into a full-fledged social platform at some point. We'll bring out our light paper in, I would say, 2-3 weeks, or 3-4 weeks, to where most of the functionality and the plans for the future are explained. What we want to build is to give everyone a place to build their own or to represent their identity. Right, we're all unique. Our collections are all unique, but currently we're all hiding it in our wallets. And we can all be proud of all the work that we put in getting all of these NFTs, and we all love them. So that's why we should have a way to display them and to represent ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it would certainly be nice for me to not to have to boot up the computer just to show a friend of mine that's come over the last NFT I bought. I mean, I can do it on my phone, but it's not the same and it's fiddly and everything else. So being
Yeah.
able to just have a nice thing walk past, hopefully that they appreciate as much as I do, though. Apparently, my taste is quite different from most people, or at least
Yeah,
my
we've all
wife,
been there.
anyway.
Yeah, they don't understand yet. So we'll get them there.
So, what's been the biggest hurdle with it? I mean, I'm assuming dealing with Chinese manufacturers of odd size screens must have been quite difficult. What's been your biggest hurdle with everything so far?
Yeah, definitely on the NanoFrames front, it's definitely been the connection of developing software and and procuring and delivering hardware. Right? It's fairly I don't want to say it's easy, but in terms of workload, we have the entire logistical factor added on top, right, with NanoFrames. So it's
Yeah.
not just producing software that works and distributed. We also have to deal with global logistics, also with the entire financial regulations, because we did our pre-sale in ADA, right? But we have to pay our manufacturers in US dollars. So that's in China. So that's another big set of hurdles right there.
Yeah.
Because well, if they accepted cryptocurrencies, that would be a lot easier. But yeah, so it's an entirely a different world on top of the digital distribution that we would have to make. For example, for PixelPage, right? For PixelPage, the hurdles or the obstacles are more in terms of combining, so to say, traditional IT software development with blockchain technology, to make it easy to use for everyone, and also to navigate in a very fast moving space. You never know what's going to come around the corner the next day, so you got to look ahead a
Yeah.
lot. But yeah, these are the main problems for NanoFrames: the combination of hardware and software, with its own set of issues. But with PixelPage, it's more, there's not really obstacles. It's more about when you're long enough in the NFT space, your subjective timeline changes, right? As we said in the beginning,
Yeah.
2 weeks are considered like 6 months, right? And then if we look at, we built PixelPage within 2 months, basically the entire functionality as it is right now. Obviously, it's tying into some of the backend architecture that we have for NanoFrames already, but we built the entire platform basically within 2 months, which is insane in normal in normal software development circles, so to say.
Yeah.
But we still obviously we always feel like we're too slow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's just the nature of the NFT game, I guess. It's such a fast moving market at this point, but it's fun. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. I mean, I usually asked this a little earlier on, but how many people do you have in your team?
So we're four co-founders, three full stack developers, two just pioneers, and myself. And but we have various very valued team members that support us along the way, from moderators to let's call them advisors or consultants, and people that help us out with either their opinion or the take over some tasks for us. But the core team itself is four people that built the company in back in September when we started.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, if you could have imagined, this even this time last year, if you releasing hardware, software, and everything else, it's certainly quite the journey. Like in
Yeah,
such a short period of time as well.
yeah. If I had more hair, I probably would have lost it. But
I mean, obviously, it's going to be easy to say logistics at this point, but is there anything that you've done differently with hindsight? Like you had
um,
any of those foot in mouth moments where you're like, okay, well, we need to go back to the drawing board on this one.
uh, yes. I would probably, looking back, I would probably have gone a route that a lot of other software development houses or anything that's not a pure NFT project has been done, namely doing an NFT drop kind of as a fundraiser
Yeah,
in the beginning, where you say, hey, this is our whatever Genesis drop, right? We're going to use the funds to develop the product. The way we went with a pre-sale is obviously as much money as you get. That's what you spend on the frames, right? So
yeah,
there's no big big um, big pile of money that you suddenly have where you can put into software development. So this is probably what I would have done differently, but I'm glad actually we didn't, because it's well, it worked out the way it is. We have a very strong, very tight knit community, very good communication. But you know how it is. If you see products that or projects that basically use a Fiverr artist and then raise 800,000 ADA or something like that, you obviously you question yourself, saying, "Ah, shit, should
yeah.
we have done that?"
There's
uh,
been a few of those. Let's face it.
yeah, it is, but it all comes down to values, I guess, right? We never wanted to do anything like that, so we're happy the way we did it. It would have been probably easier to do it the other way, but so far everything's going well. Um, no regrets on the timing. Obviously, you can always start earlier, right? It's like if you can always say,
Well, yeah.
if I
If I'd have
only
bought
had bought
Bitcoin when I was
SpaceBot.
looking at it when it was
Yeah,
50 cents,
exactly.
and then
That's
said no
exactly.
again when it was $100, like it'll never last.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no regrets, right? In hindsight, you can always do things better or be faster or not make this certain mistake. But in the end, you're where you are because of these mistakes, and that's fine. We're all we're all happy and content of what we're building, and we have big plans for the future. So it's all good.
Oh, sorry. I had a question rolling around in my head, just waiting for the perfect moment, and then
Okay.
as soon as that moment came, it escaped me. So I'm just going to try and work out what that question was, because I was quite proud of it. I was like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed answering that one. Like, no, gone.
Well,
But yeah, I mean, are you all based in the same part of the world? Like, did you and your team know each other before you got into Cardano, or did you meet through the networking effect and then thought, right, let's go do this?
Yeah, the latter actually. We're all over the place. We're in. I myself are based in Germany, but the other teammates are based in South America, in the Netherlands, in Norway. We have one teammate in Vietnam. So we're literally on every time zone, which is a great advantage, but also makes you work a lot more than you should. um, but yeah,
Yeah,
we
those all hands meetings are fun for some people, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, especially when you're like it's 2 a.m. my time, which is perfect for Vietnam and South America. But yeah, it's well,
Well,
but
oh,
yeah, to answer your question, how we met, it was it, yeah, entirely network effects, right? And so I started pitching the idea back in September to a couple of people, and they were all excited. But then talking to, and I was fairly new in the CNFT space myself. Like I literally just 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, but I got super excited, and we all know how addicting the community is. It's not just about the NFTs itself, right? It's all a lot about the friendships that we built here.
yeah,
Um, but everyone I connected with was already kind of engaged in projects, in whatever function,
yeah,
right? Either project leaders or devs, etc. So, but I just went ahead and posted on the IOHK Tech Discord. They have this job board, or
nice.
well, not job board per se. Well, yeah, job board as well. But I just basically posted about the project, and I'm looking for co-founders. So that's how two of the teammates came along. Then another one I met in an NFT server that then introduced me to one of the other co-founders, and it was entirely organic. So,
Very
so it
nice.
felt, yeah, it was, and we didn't know each other before, so it was quite serendipitous.
That's cool. So that great question finally came back to me. Better late
Nice.
than never. So with future orders of the Nano, are you like piling up all the orders and then you're going to do like a big order when you have all the money together, or is it a case of you've been able to get some extra supplies so you can just send them out as orders come in the future?
It will be a mix. So in the beginning, we basically do it in a way that we have shipping windows, right? So we
Yeah,
say, okay, for if you order for the next 3 weeks, then you're going to be on shipping batch one. If you order in 5 weeks, then you have to wait until the next shipping batch goes out.
right.
Um, but we will at this point, we're not VC funded or anything like that. We're all private funded from ourselves and
Yeah,
the community. So it will always be for this year at least kind of a pre-sale function. Although we're now optimized our logistics and everything, so it's gonna be in batches, right? So
yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
every month or so we're gonna have a schedule where we say, hey, this is the cutoff date. If you order until that day, then we're gonna get the product shipped. Then they go to Germany. We do our quality assurance. We install the software. We test everything, and then we send it out individually to all of the buyers. So until you can imagine. I mean, we talked
Yeah.
about the price points before, but in order, if you have 6 sizes and 3 colors, and you want to have every unit like 100 times on storage, you're talking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So
I
at
mean,
this
it's not
point,
like there's a good margin on these types of items anyway,
yeah,
even
yeah,
best
and
case scenario.
that's true. And we're for us, it's all about the software, right? There will be a point where we will open or make our software available for other hardware as well. So you can use it on your TV, you can use it on a laptop, you can on your tablet, whatever. For us, it's all about the software solution and making it as accessible as possible for everyone. You will never be able to compete on with Samsung, for example.
Yeah.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
There will always be someone that's cheaper, and it's never the smart way to compete on pricing. So we're rather focusing on quality and we're innovating on our hardware as well, obviously. So there will always be iterations, new functionalities, new features. But we have to be honest ourselves. We're not gonna we're not gonna beat Samsung, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
we're focused on delivering the best software solutions. Maybe they're gonna run on they want them to run on Samsung screens natively as well. Who knows?
I mean, something that comes up a bunch in tech space, and I've certainly felt as a mobile phone user. Do you have a minimum term time that you're committed to supporting, like the hardware that you're selling with the software? Because obviously, I go out and buy a mobile phone, I get my 2 years of updates. Then as soon as the contract runs out, they cut you off the updates, make you switch on to the next one, or you got a phone that's fast increasingly becoming a virus magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
or you put something into your house, you put a Ring doorbell into your house, and then 2 years later Google says, no, actually can't be bothered with this anymore.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there will. It's the nature of software and hardware development, right? There will always be innovation, and there will always be a point where we say, oh, "Hey, the new features that we're bringing out is not going to work on the old functionalities because the new operating systems or the new chips simply allowed us to do the new features,
Yeah.
right? So there will always be this trade-off, but well, we're gonna do the best that we can to always support of our products, but it's hard to predict the future in like 4 or 5 years where we're gonna be. But we made our software in a way that we can always update it, and obviously we always have in mind that we always know who our customers are, right, and
Yeah.
who owns which series and products. So um, obviously, so far we haven't encountered that issue, but yeah, it's something that we're aware of and will handle accordingly.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, picture frames don't, they don't break after 2 years. It would be nice to have a piece of technology that doesn't break after 2 years as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, we're
It's
not
like
used to that
obviously
anymore.
sometimes there's only so much you can do, but it's like sometimes companies go out of their way to force obsolescence
Yeah, yeah.
when it's really totally not needed, and it could work for another 5 years if it wasn't for a digital handshake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not gonna do any planned obsolescence at least not from the software side. Hardware, obviously, you never know who in the supply chain plans on that, but um, yeah, well, I mean, we're building this for longevity. We all don't know where the NFT space is gonna go. Obviously up, but we've seen it explode in the last couple of months. So who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of months? Um, but yeah, we're prepared for these kind of situations, and obviously, the longer our products last, the more engagement we have with our customers, the better for us. And we have no, as you said, there's not huge margins on hardware products, right? So it doesn't really get me personally anywhere shipping and selling a new frame. I'd rather have you
Yeah.
as a long term customer that supports our project rather than squeezing another $100 out of you.
So yeah, I do want to move on a little bit and talk to you about your upcoming NFT drop. But I did just want to make sure everyone listening is aware that if you've got any questions that we've missed or that you feel that need answering, feel free to type them in an NFT chat, and we'll try and make sure they get answered for you. But yeah, I mean, moving on to your upcoming NFT drop. So have you got a theme? Have you got any art? Have you, how far have you got with it all?
Um, yeah, so we're working with I still got to be a bit secretive about it because well, news will be revealed in due time. But we're working with a very well-known project from the CNFT space. You all love it. I'm sure of it. Who's going to design our the tokens? It is mostly a utility token, right, for a pixel page. So what
Right.
it will basically give you is a will give you two. vanity URLs for your pixel page. So similar to an ADA handle, right? So you
Yeah.
then own pixel.page/cnft.tools, for
Yeah.
example, right? And that will always be those are NFTs in itself, same as an ADA handle. So you can sell them, you can trade them, you can give them to somebody, or just hold them forever. It will additionally, it will give you access to what we call pixel elements. So pixel, I was talking before about the possibility of you completely customizing your own pixel page to make it your profile, to make it the representation of your identity. And this will be done using pixel elements. So in its most basic sense, a text box could be a pixel element, right?
Yeah.
Or a video could be a pixel element. So one of the utilities for the Genesis drop is that you will have lifetime access to all of the basic and premium pixel elements. So there will not be any additional costs currently or in the future on that one. And yeah, you will also, there's a couple more utilities to it. You will also have an OG badge on your page. So let's look down year one down the line. You will be one of those elusive members that were smart enough in the beginning to get their OG page, right?
Yeah.
So there's a ton of utility to it. It is a utility NFT per se, right? But it will have very nice design of a very well-known CNFT product on top of that as well.
Very nice. Very nice. So we've got a couple of questions starting to pop up. Has there been
Cool.
any discussions of smart TV integration, possibly as a monthly service?
Yes. So obviously, it depends on the TV, right? LG is, for example, different than a Samsung TV, hardware and software. But we're actively working on making these available for, or making the Nano software available for smart TVs as well. Um, it will tie together with PixelPage, right? So will also want to have that functionality maybe on your TV, because I mean we're not trying to fool ourselves. Some people might already have like an 80-inch OLED 8K TV, right? So obviously you want to use that one for your NFTs, which is fine, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're actively working on making the software available as well on smart TVs.
Very cool. I think that answers that quite
I
nicely.
hope that, yeah, I hope it answers the question. If not, just let me know.
Yeah,
Happy
I
to
mean,
dig into it.
there will be a few when buttons started popping up in chat, I'm sure now. So, how long in the future do you think it will be before that we'll have to wait to find out a bit more about your NFT project?
Uh, Within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, that's pretty close there then.
Yeah, we're already preparing everything. It's mostly about getting and making the platform as stable as possible, so everyone, even on a bigger scale, has the same smooth experience. That's why we're in a beta phase right now, and people can test it out, and we're eradicating any bugs that might appear. But that's mainly the focus right now. But we just had a team call before, actually, so we're targeting to have the drop itself within the next 4 to 5 weeks, something around
Oh
that. So
wow,
we will
yeah,
start sharing more information within 10 days or 2 weeks or so.
that's cool. Did you build? Does that mean you built your own minting server, or are you relying on somebody else's services?
Well, we do have the capability to do it ourselves, but we're going to work with partners that are mainly focused on like flawless
Yeah.
minting experience, because there we know a lot of partners that can do that, and every hour that we focus on building our own sales machine at the moment takes us away from building our software. So everything that you can do with partners, you should do with partners generally.
Yeah, I mean, I think with minting services, it's something that when you know you have somebody that can do it flawlessly, then it's pay them the money. Just
Yeah,
pay them
yeah,
the
exactly.
money. They're worth it. Just pay them
Yeah,
the money. Like,
it's worth your nerves for sure.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it will save you. It'll give you years on your life. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We did experiment with it, but then concluded let's put our focus on improving the platform as quickly and as best as we can, and outsource the minting machine.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people very happy to hear that.
Yeah, there's not going to be any seaplanes. Promise you.
Oh dear, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, it was good.
So the NanoFrames, are they sold worldwide?
Yeah, we do deliver worldwide, which was quite a feat in itself.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a bit idealistic in the beginning to say, yeah, we do that. Obviously, it's a big challenge to
Yes.
do that, but we know that the community is spread out all over the world, and we could have made it easy and say, we only do Europe, because that's where we're based. Um, but we're delivering worldwide. Obviously, with various additional costs, right? You might have to import it and pay customs fees and all of that, which depends on your local jurisdiction. Um, but we do. Our logistics partner can deliver globally, so do we.
That's pretty impressive. Though I'm sure lead times vary depending on location, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially with COVID, it's it's weird sometimes because here in Europe, you barely, at least in Germany, you barely feel it anymore. You don't have mask mandates anymore, and then suddenly you're on the phone with your logistics provider. They said, yeah, they locked down an entire city of like 5 million people. It's like, well, okay, so
Yeah.
it's still affecting global logistics and supply chains a lot.
Yeah.
Um, on the procurement side, but also on the delivery side to the end user, to the customers. Although it's a lot easier to send a 30-kilo package than 3 tons, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, I saw something fairly horrifying the other day. It was like 15 or 20% of the world's container ships were queuing outside like Hong Kong or one of the China might be one of the Chinese cities. But it's either way. It's like that's a bit of a traffic jam going on there.
Mhm. Yeah, it's it's
and
it's
and if
crazy.
your thing is stuck in the middle of that, well, good luck to you.
Yeah, yeah. And then these are things that you usually don't think about. Like, for example, China barely has any containers left, right? Because
Oh
during
yeah, yeah.
during
I have heard this as well, actually.
yeah, during the pandemic, a lot of the PPE, the personal protective equipment, like masks and gloves, they're manufactured in China, Southeast Asia, and they were delivered to the States and Europe, right? But it's not the other way around that China suddenly has a massive increase in purchasing of European and American products. So you ship a lot of stuff to the EU and to the US, but not a lot back. So the
Yeah,
containers end up not at the manufacturing site. So these are all things that you usually don't see when you're not
yeah,
digging into these topics. But there's quite a lot of stuff going on.
yeah. I mean, we've not had any further questions popping up, so that's a good sign that we've covered at least most of what people want to hear. I think. If anyone wants to start typing quickly with the last question now, they'd be more than welcome. But yeah, I think we're heading towards the hour mark, and it's starting to seem like a fairly decent place to stop.
Yes, sounds good.
If there's I
There,
don't know if there's anything else you needed to touch on and wanted to touch on.
yeah, I mean, looking to the future, because you touched in the beginning that we're collaborating with a lot of projects, right?
Yeah,
We're all, especially for PixelPage, there's quite a few collaboration possibilities. So if any project wants to reach out, just let us know. One thing that we could do, for example, with CNFT tools is directly display the ranking of an NFT on the Pixel page, right? So you have that right there, right now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so there's a lot of possibilities that we can make happen. There's a lot of value that can be created.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure Brad and PRZ will be more than happy to discuss those types of ideas with you. We do get people asking for API stuff quite regularly, so it won't surprise them or anything. But yeah, that's not one I can comment on stream anyway.
Yeah, yeah, but other than that, well, thank you for having me. It was quite a. I appreciate your questions. They're very unusual because usually it's all quite similar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you came from various different angles, which I appreciate because it makes me oh,
I mean,
it challenges me, right?
you've done well. I mean, I purposely try to avoid doing too much research because I don't want to go into something knowing everything.
Yeah,
Like, you know, it's so easy for me to go, right, okay, well, I've got Pixel Pages on later. I'm going to go out and learn everything I can about Pixel Pages, and then, well, you know, I'm asking questions that I know the answer to. That's not half as much fun.
true. Feels like a play then, right?
But yeah, I mean, like when Ape Society came on, I think there's a good 20% of questions I was asking. It ended up being like, we could answer, but we'd rather not right now. So I know I'm pushing the right buttons if I'm getting those responses.
Yeah. No, it was very cool to be on. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the questions, and also thank you for thank the audience for the questions that you guys had. Yeah, happy to share more information either in the chat or I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna be around a little bit in the NFT chat now, but you can also reach out in DMs anytime. And happy to share more info once we announce a bit more information on the Genesis drop for PixelPage.
Sounds good. If you're watching the recorded version of this on YouTube, feel free to like, share, give it a follow. There'll be a link to the various websites underneath, so feel free to give them a visit. And yeah, say hello. Let them know that you've seen the AMA and you want to find out more. So thank you everyone for turning up and bearing with us for an hour, and we look forward to seeing you all soon.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.